So every month there's a different theme and different message that comes through, and sometimes it comes through on the day, and sometimes it comes through the beginning of the month, and it just kind of happens at different times. And this one has really been hitting me about the time is now, and I guess I've been, as we all have, experiencing different things in life, changes, people getting sick, ourselves going through our own journey of health and illness and different things, and there's always a reminder in there that this time right now is so precious, and that there isn't anything but right now, right? And so what felt really important to talk about today was that this is the only time right now, that we can't wait any longer. We can't, we can, but we have a choice right now to say, okay, this is what I really wanted to do, and I'm going to do it, right? So when I was thinking about the time is now, I was thinking about all our dreams, the things that we say, I really want to do. How many of you have things like that? Like, I really want to do, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to, but the mind goes, well, you can't because you don't have enough money. You can't because, like, isn't that true? Fill in the blank. Like, it comes up with a zillion reasons why you can't. What are some of those reasons? I'm scared.
Time.
Not good enough, not enough time.
Don't know enough.
Don't know enough. Anybody else?
Letting other people down.
That you let other people down? That's a good one, huh? Yeah. Anyone else?
I won't be good at it.
Won't be good at it.
Others won't approve of it.
Others won't approve of it. How about I don't have enough money to do it? That one stops us dead in the tracks, doesn't it? And these are all stuff that our mind makes up. Really. We make it up. Because the truth is that if we had a strong intention and said, I'm going to do that, the universe would do everything in its power to make it happen for you. Absolutely. How many of you had that experience? You just took a leap of faith once and you couldn't believe what came for you. Like how the universe made everything happen for you to do that. So why do we doubt it? Honestly, why do we go, we forget that. It's almost like, I've never had a baby, but I can imagine, you go through this horrific childbirth, or some people do, but you still have a baby again because you forget, No, I don't know where that one didn't really make sense.
It's real.
Anyway, but you know what I mean? It's like, we know in our very being, we know in our soul, we know in that deep spiritual part that everything is possible. But the mind gets in there sometimes and makes up all these stories. So which one do you want to believe? Which story do you want to believe? That's the most important thing to say. No, I'm not going to believe that story. I'm going to believe this one. I'm going to know this one. Because this is it. This is our time. We don't know. None of us know when the last day on this planet is, in this life. None of us know. Be nice if we did, but then maybe we wouldn't live as much. But you know what? We don't know. So it's like every day is the most precious. Every day counts. Every day means something. And every day that you don't fulfill your dream, that you don't step up and say, I'm going to do this, some part of us, I don't want to say dies, but some part of us just gets smaller. When, if we felt like we could really just say, okay, I'm going to do it, we just become bigger, don't we? Something in us just expands. So my message for you this month is take the steps to start to do something that you really wanted to do. I remember in January, I sat down and I made my list of my intentions, right? So these are my intentions for 2012. And I said, I want to have a radio show again. I had a radio show on the Northern Beaches a long time ago, and I want to have a radio show again. And I was really clear about it, and I just knew it was going to happen. So I called a few radio stations on the Central Coast where I live, and it was like it just happened. You know, it was like I called and I went in and I talked to the guy about my idea, and he said, "Wow, we don't have a show like this. We've never had a show like this. You know, this is great." And we cut a demo, and the board said okay, and the show aired last Friday. So, you know, we have to take a leap of faith, really, because what you'll gain from that will change your life, you know, and it really just hit me so strong that this is it, you know, this is the time now. This is the most precious time to do these things. So you don't look back years from now and say, I wish I did it, and have the regret. You know, there's no place for that. There's only place for saying, yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to take the steps and I'm going to do it. And I know that the universe is going to support me. And I know that everything I need is going to be supplied for me. Yes? Yeah. And the thing that also gets in the way sometimes is the mind going, well, how's that going to happen? How am I possibly going to get the money to do that? How am I going to, you know, how can I do that? How can I have the time to do that? You know, all of that stuff. And I know you've heard me say this, some of you, and I know you know what I'm going to say. But whose business is the how? Is the how your business? We don't need to worry about how it's going to happen. That's not our job, right? Our job is to know that it is going to happen, and it's going to happen perfectly, and the universe, whatever you call the universe, spirit, God, the angels, your guides, whoever, is going to know how it's going to happen. You just have to be willing to say yes and take the steps. That's all. The rest will take care of itself. Isn't that true? How many of you have had leaps of faith and you had no idea how something was going to turn out, and it was incredible? Look around. Look around the room. And I'm sure that you don't have your hands up. Something's happened that you can't even think about right now. But it's happened. Yeah? It's extraordinary. And it will happen every time. Every time. It's not just like, okay, 1 in a million, all right, that's it, I'm done with the rest of it, that's it, it's not going to happen again. It will happen every time. And especially if you believe it will. Do you know, I was thinking about, been having like these flashes of my life, thinking about my life, and when I was 30 years old, actually it started when I was 20 years old, this little voice was talking to me. People go, what little voice? I don't know, I guess it was spirit saying, go to Australia. I'm this California girl. I didn't even know where Australia was, honestly. I had no idea about Australia. I had no idea. I thought kangaroos hopped down the street and koalas were. I had no idea. You know, we didn't study Australia in school. I had no idea. But this voice was going, go to Australia. Thinking, Okay, so I didn't at 20. And then at 26, I got divorced from my first marriage. And the voice was really strong. Go to Australia. And at that time, I almost did. I started to look into it. It didn't happen. At 30, the voice got loud. It was like, go to Australia. You know, really loud. I said, okay, I'm going. And I landed here, and it was in the bicentennial. How many remember the bicentennial? A few years ago. It really dates me. And I remember watching, this is so strange, I remember watching Australia Live. It was like this 4-hour show about the bicentennial, and they shot all over Australia, and they went into people's homes, like it didn't have teeth, and they went into, and they're talking to people, and I was sitting there for 4 hours crying, I'm going, my rational mind's going, what is wrong with you, Laurie? Like, truly, what is the matter with you? Have you flipped out? I'm watching the show. That was probably the corniest thing. And it was just, but I'm like, I don't know. I thought, oh my God, what's happened to me? You know, and there was some part of my soul that had remembered. There was something about coming back here, you know. Anyway, it's about, we don't always know why we're being drawn to something. We don't know. If we knew, we probably wouldn't do it. But, you know, we don't know. I had no idea. I just knew I had to pack my bags and come here. I had no idea. And I came here on a visitor's visa, and then I went back, and I said to my family, I'm moving to Australia. They were like, do you need to go to a doctor? Are you okay? Did you meet a man? I said, no, I just have to go there. Packed bags and I sold everything I owned and gave up a full-on healing practice. And, you know, everyone's going, wow, what happened to you? But I didn't even go there. I just knew I had to. Like there was just following that instinct. And yeah, there was lots of learning along the way. And I had no idea. I had no idea where I was going to live. I had no idea. I couldn't work. I wasn't supposed to work. I had no idea about anything. But amazing things unfolded in ways I could never have imagined. In a million years, I couldn't have imagined, okay, so-and-so is going to sponsor me. I'm going to get a job at Nature Care as a teacher and a facilitator and a healer. I'm going to, you know, this is what's going to happen. I had no idea. But it all did. Because the universe does. And if we're willing to take the risks and we're willing to step forward and we're willing to say, I'm going to go for this, everything comes together. Everything. So Audrey Hepburn, how many of you ever saw Audrey Hepburn movies? This is amazing. I love this quote. She says, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. So turn to the person next to you and say, I'm possible.
I'm possible. Possible's my name.
Everything is possible. Just turn again. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible. That's what's so amazing, you know, when you're willing to step into that, everything is possible. Everything. But it takes the courage. Now, I know Michael Beckwith, he's my teacher in the States at Agape, and he always said, to be on the spiritual path takes so much courage. To be willing to be more, to be willing to learn and to grow and to just experience life more deeply takes courage. It's easy to go on autopilot and turn on the little autopilot and just do life. It's really easy. You look around and you see people doing it all the time. But who wants to live like that? That's not really living. That's existing. How many of you just want to exist? Thank you. Glad no one raised their hand. How many of you want to really live? Yeah. So the time is now. This is the only time. This is the only time. There isn't any more time. You know, this is it. The years are going faster. Time is speeding up. Isn't it strange? It's almost May. You know, things are going fast. This is a time where we have to honor ourselves. We have to listen to that soul, that voice inside of us that says, I really want to do this so much. And really follow that. Even if people are going, are you crazy? Like I did today with Dan. But you know, like we have to honor ourselves, you know, we have to honor ourselves and we have to listen to that little voice that's guiding us. That little voice that's saying, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Yeah? How many are willing to yay. So it's really important, you know, let me just look at my notes. You know, what's calling you? What's calling you to take action? What's calling you to do something? And to really listen to that, honor that part of you that's speaking to you, that is encouraging you want to say to step up, but really to live. To live. To experience life to the fullest. To take risks. You know, we don't grow unless we do. So what if you make a mistake? Who cares? You know, a mistake is just a doing over. It's just an opportunity to do it again, to learn, you know. So they can't fail. There's no such thing as failure. It's just something the mind made up. But there's no way to fail. You only fail if you don't try. You only fail if you don't go for it. Isn't that true? Yeah. That's really the only failure I can see, is if we're not willing to take a risk, if we're not willing to step out, if we're not willing to say, look, this relationship isn't working for me. I'm dying inside. I've got to do something different. I've got to take the risk to step out. Or this job is just not right for me. It's not feeding my soul. I can't do it. It's making me old. You know, it's not feeding me. I need to find a job that feeds me. Like whatever it is, be willing to say yes. Okay, universe, make it happen. Okay, universe, I'm ready. Show me the way. Show me the first step. And be in that, and you will be shown. Just be open to see it. It could be on a sign. It could be anywhere. You know, it shows up in amazing ways. But be willing to see that. Whatever it is, we have to be willing to step forward, to not be afraid. And it's okay if you're afraid. Take the fear with you. Say, okay, fear, we're going anyway. I'm not going to let you take over my life anymore. Just take my hand and go with me. Okay? Yeah? Doesn't that sound better? You know, do it anyway. Then you can look back in 10 years or at the end of your life and go, wow, I lived fully. Wow, my life was incredible. My life was so full of love and of wonderful things. And yes, life is full of everything. Challenges and learnings and illness and health and everything. But that's what we're here for. So isn't it worth it to just go for it? What do you have to lose? True? What do you have to lose? Anything? Nothing. But you have more to gain than you can ever imagine. Ever imagine. If you're just willing to take that leap of faith, to trust that the universe will catch you if you fall, or give you something solid to stand on. Always. Always. What if you knew that? What if you knew that? Absolutely knew that inside of you, that the universe had you covered. Would that change things? Would that help you to do something you wanted to do? Hello?
Yeah.
So know it now. Tell yourself that now. The universe has me covered.
The universe has me covered.
The universe, come on everybody. The universe has me covered. The universe supports me in everything I want to do. Everything. Yeah? The universe supports me in everything I want to do. Always.
Always.
Always. Nothing is standing in my way.
Nothing
is standing in my way.
No, get out of your way now. You step out of your own way. Because that's the only thing that gets in our way is ourselves. Nobody else does. We can go, oh, so-and-so did this, and so-and-so didn't want me to do that. But you know what? It's not true. We get in our own way. I have 1,000,000 times gotten in my own way, you know. It's just part of the human existence. But so if we can get out of our own way and just say, the universe has me covered. You know, the universe supports me, and I'm gonna take that step. And acknowledge yourself when you do. You know, we sometimes forget that we've done these amazing things. You know, that we've taken these amazing risks, that we've done these amazing things, and we don't give ourselves credit, do we? How many of you give yourself credit when you do things? Oh, you do? Yay! Cool. Okay. And how many of you need to do it more? Thank you very much. So really important. You know? I could look at you guys in the room and say a zillion things about each one of you, of what you do, of how incredible you are and all the things you do. And it's so easy to look at someone else and say, wow, you know, how incredible. Greg comes from Dubbo here. You know, people say to me, oh, I can't come, it's over the bridge. He drives from Dubbo here, you know, to be here on here. I mean, really, you know, like that tells me so much, you know, that somebody is willing to go the distance. Michael comes from Lithgow, you know, like, you know, it's for all of us. We don't give ourselves credit enough for what we do. Yeah? Isn't that true? So I'm going to invite you to do something. This is very American. And I'm going to just ask you as Australians to just step out of your comfort zone for a minute. And I would love you, if you don't want to stand up, you don't have to, but from your chair, say one thing you're really proud of yourself for. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, but I'm just encouraging you right now to each person, just say one thing you're proud of yourself for. Who's going first?
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Yay. Come on.
Courage to grow.
Courage to grow.
Giving up.
Love, my love.
Your love.
My
Unconditional love. Lisa?
Giving up everything I know.
Giving up everything you know.
To be familiar.
Renee? Faith. Who else?
Willingness to learn.
Willingness to learn.
patience.
Patience. Whew.
Sharing my gifts.
Sharing your gifts.
Going to walk pragmatic. I love my mountain biking.
Say that
I
again.
love mountain biking.
Mountain biking. Getting out there. Yeah. In nature. Yeah. Exercise. Who else?
Trusting.
Trusting.
Courage.
Courage. Anybody else? What are you proud of about yourself?
Listening to my heart.
Listening to your heart. Pia?
My strength.
Your strength. Yeah.
Laughing.
Laughing. Yeah. Good one. Yeah. Jen, what about you?
Just about everything everybody said.
Yeah. So close your eyes for a minute. Uncross your legs. Put your feet on the ground. I'm going to invite you to just put your hands over your heart. One hand over the other, right at your heart center. And just breathe really deep. Breathe right in. And breathe right into your heart. And feel that appreciation for yourself. For everything that you've already achieved. For the courage that you have. For the things you have already done. For who you are as a human being. As a spiritual being. Breathe that in. And silently say to yourself with your name, you know, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you've done. I'm so proud of who you are. Breathe it in and just say that to yourself, deep inside of you, to that little child that lives inside of you that needs to hear it, that doesn't hear it enough. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of everything you've done and everything you're going to do. I'm so proud of your courage. I'm so proud of the person that you are. Breathe it in really deep. Take it into the deepest part of your soul, the deepest part of your cells, the very deepest part of that inner child in you. How proud you are of you. That you're willing right now to trust yourself and trust the universe more than ever. I'm willing, say this affirmation to yourself, I'm willing to trust myself and the universe more than ever. I'm willing to receive. I'm willing to receive. I'm willing to let go of the past. And I'm willing to be free right now. Breathe that in. I'm willing to be free right now. Breathe it in. Eckhart Tolle says, life is the dancer and you are the dance. You are the dance. Breathe that in. Breathe inside of you that everything is possible right now. Everything is possible right now. And just say it out loud. Everything is possible right now. Everything is possible right now. Everything is possible right now. Everything. 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 Breathe it in. Everything. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, the world makes way for those who know where they're going. And those that are willing to say yes. And those that are willing to take the first step. Take a big breath in. And if you would like, give yourself a really big hug. Really big hug. Just send lots of love to yourself. Really big hug. Oh, really big hug. Beautiful. When you're ready, open your eyes. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Everything. And the time is right now. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And so it is. Thank you.